Hey everyone, it's Sarah Saxby, your transformation coach at Strategies for Happiness, author of Comfortable Hell and Guide to a New Way Forward. Today, let's talk a few minutes here about not speaking up. So I consider not speaking up very much a part of not being true to who you are. Basically, when you're not speaking up, when you should, it's like you're burying a part of you every time. And so I wanted to share just one moment where I did this, of probably a million moments in my life where I didn't speak up where I should have out of fear. And there was a situation a few years ago where someone inappropriately said to me, "Oh, I thought you'd be wearing lingerie for me." Yeah, it wasn't my fiance. It was somebody who should have never said anything like that. And I pretended like I didn't hear it. So made some jackass comment about me wearing lingerie. Why? I have no fucking idea. But he did, and I pretended like I didn't hear it. What would have been the worst thing if I would have said, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" And if he would have stammered around, because this person wouldn't be used to me sticking up for myself, right? This is like a person who knows that I'm going to laugh something off or pretend like I didn't hear it, or our secret is safe with me, don't worry. Like that meme that I posted. Our secret's no longer safe with me. That's my motto, 2024. But this person knows that I would never say anything, right? So you can do jackass things to me and you can say jackass things to me, and I'm just gonna whatever, because that's what I've always done. So he says this, I don't say anything, and we go on about our day. But I was so mad at myself afterward, because I'm like, why did I not say something as simple as, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Why would you say something like that to me? He'd be stammering around going, "Holy shit, I can't believe she's saying this." And I would say, "Never talk like that to me again." But what was I afraid of? What would happen if I would have actually spoken up? Was he going to take something from me? Was he going to not like me? Was my life going to somehow get harder if I spoke up? Do you know what I mean? Like, have you done things like that in your life where somebody is honestly abusing you? Because that's what that is. It was abuse because I allowed it to be abuse. Because this person felt like they could say dumb shit without any repercussions. Because I'm not a person that's going to hold you accountable. All right, I didn't used to be. I'm a person that accepts it. So go ahead and say dumb shit. I just wanted to throw that out there, you guys, because I know that there are a lot of you out there that do allow, people to treat you like that. So when someone says something that is completely inappropriate, you're allowed to say, "I'm sorry, what did you say? Why would you say that to me?" Because see how they're going to react. Because you've laid this groundwork of a person who allows abusive treatment. And abusive treatment comes in all kinds of ways, right? But somebody saying that to me, it was so inappropriate in so many ways, and it was so left field. But I'm the person who allows that. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that don't have other people talking to them like that because they have a boundary. They respect themselves. They live true to themselves. And people don't talk to them like that. And if they did, they would surely put that fire out really quick. You know what I mean? And it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys watched the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, but I'll tell you what, I learned a lot from Mrs. Maisel, so thank you. But just quickly, I'll say this because I like to give examples, but there was a very famous singer that gave Mrs. Maisel her first break. She's a female comic, and back in those days, that was unheard of. But this very famous singer in the show brought Mrs. Maisel on as an opening act. And she became very famous and very rich because of this singer. And not only did she become rich and famous through this person, but she also was a part of a family that this person brought along. So it was like the crew, right? They traveled and they toured together. And it was a really close-knit, fun family of all of the talent, the people behind the scenes, all of it, that everyone that was on tour, they were very close and they loved each other and they had so much fun. And Mrs. Maisel was also very close with the singer. Very close. And at some point in time, I hope I'll try to gloss over it so it doesn't ruin it, but if you want to watch it. But this man hurt her and embarrassed her and basically ruined her and left her high and dry. It was very embarrassing. It was really rough. It was really it's like a low point in her life, and he screwed her big time. And she was hurt. Not only was she at like rock bottom-ish, but she was also very hurt. This was like a family, it felt like, right? So flash forward, I don't know what the time frame is, but she gets an invitation to his wedding, his wedding. And she was like, oh, I'm going. And so now, mind you, if this was me, I probably wouldn't have went. I would have just cast that person out of my life. I would have never confronted him or what he did. I would have just, out of sight, out of mind, we're never going to be friends again. You're a jerk. You're done. But that's a cop-out. I'm just taking the easy road. But she was like, no, I'm going to go to this wedding. I want to see what happens here, So she goes to the wedding, and she could have just went and had like a good time or whatever, maybe not even talked to him and just left. But she went into the bathroom where he was in, and she faced him. And they had a conversation about it, about what happened. And I was like, wow, that is so, like, she is a rock star. You know what I mean? She wanted the closure. She was true to herself. She was like, look, man, that was shit. And they kind of talked everything out where they got to a point where it was like balanced again, and he said, hey, something like, why don't you stop by? Let's go out, whatever. I know right there, if that was me, I would have said, oh my God, okay, yeah, let's do that. And it wouldn't have been true to me because what you did wasn't right. And Mrs. Maisel was like, look, we're not friends. I'm glad we're at peace, but we're not friends. We're never going to be friends. Because friends don't do that shit to each other, So she just loved herself. She loved herself so much, and she respected herself that she wasn't going to accept inappropriate behavior or unacceptable behavior just to have someone back in her life. Or, it didn't matter what he thought anymore because she was like, I love myself. I choose me. So that is our motto, you guys. I choose me. I respect me. I'm getting to know me, and I'm getting to know my strength. But it's certainly, I'm not a person who's going to allow somebody to say stuff. I'm going to do that embarrassing thing. I'm going to make you look at yourself now. If you say some jackass fucked up shit like that to me, I'm going to ask you to repeat yourself, and I'm going to ask you why you're saying that to me and what would make you think you can. Love to hear from you. Sarah at Strategies for Happiness. Please pass along Comfortable Hell on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, comment, all that. Curious to hear some things that people have said to you and you ignored or laughed off, and really at the end of the day, it hurt you severely. Maybe you need to revisit those things. Maybe you need to stir the pot back up and confront. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.